Both parties have returned to their positions. Let us continue the trial. When last we left off, Mr. Linney acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Farina as fact. Therefore, Lady Farina may continue stating her reconstruction of the events.
That took long enough. Now then, if everyone would lend me their attention. At this stage, let's revisit that scene from Linney's perspective.
Hey, how did your day go? Like, you didn't really miss much because earlier my stream was stuttering. It was really bad, so I had to end it. And I think my internet is good right now. That's why I continue the quest and stream again. Well, that's good to hear. But you should do your homework
As the
first,
countdown began,
if
he
you have
entered
one.
the tunnel. When the flatbed trolley
Me, I'm
passed,
already
he opened the box and
finished with
got into an altercation
schools
with
and stuff,
Halsey,
so
which caused the loud thud.
I can just.
He did not realize that the sound could be heard by everyone in the opera house, which is why he claimed earlier that he could not hear the sound. Finally, he used the vase to knock her out, before making her change clothes to prevent others from recognizing her.
I am really having fun with this quest though. Farina is just so confident about stuff. I know she's acting, but she's just like, I don't know how to describe it, but so wonderful.
At this time, Cowell arrived in the tunnel, having heard that strange noise, and caught Linny red-handed.
Well, just enjoy the stream. I'm going to be focusing in the Archon quest. And I actually want to know the story as well. So I'm going to shut up, and if I have time to speak, I will. If you have any reactions or questions, you can just comment below. I appreciate it always.
So Linny proceeded to knock him out too before stuffing him into that box. Afterward, Linny passed the unconscious Halsey to his accomplice through the magic box in the audience stands, before operating the devices such that Cowell's death would be ruled an accident. And there you have it. That's the truth behind what happened.
Does the defendant's side have any objections to Lady Farina's description of the events?
The key to refuting Lady Farina is the order of events, what Linny experienced, and what he saw. Seems this won't produce a particularly effective rebuttal.
Also, choose. So I can choose right here. Okay. And it is closed. Enter the tunnel. Okay, okay. No.
Seems this won't produce a particularly effective rebuttal.
Wait, wait. Just go from no. Access to refer. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. No engine. Okay, okay. Maybe this one. Ah, yeah, yeah, this one, this one. Oh,
Seems this won't produce a particularly effective rebuttal.
oh, okay. Obviously, it's very difficult. You have to study a lot. I think you have to study like mm, political science for 4 to 5 years, and then you have to advance to law, which would take for another 4 or 5 years. Then after that, you have to take a, I don't know, is that bar exam? Not sure. But there's an exam that if you will pass, you will be a certified lawyer or something in equivalent. Oh,
Linny went to the
nice.
room that contains the Oratrice's core. This is the actual truth.
Okay, okay, okay. So you can just like,
Hmm.
no, no,
Hmm.
no. So I'm just
According to Linny,
picking whatever I can, right? Yeah, let's do this.
hmm.
Oh, no, no. How about this one?
Hmm. Hmm.
What? Nothing? Okay. How about I do this?
Hmm.
No. How about this one?
Hmm.
How about this?
Hmm.
What the?
Hmm.
Ah.
Lenny did not.
Okay, so I can only do
Ahem.
3 of them.
Attention! Ace Detective Paimon has something to say!
Go, Paimon.
When the countdown started, Linny did indeed go into the tunnel.
And then.
But he immediately used a vent to access the Opera House basement, which is where the underground core of the Oratrice is stored.
Hmm.
Once he reached that area, he heard a voice in what should have been an empty room. Since he felt something was amiss, he returned immediately. The crime scene had already developed by the time he reached the tunnel again, and in order to complete the magic trick, he did not remain there for any length of time. Finally, he reached the surface, and that was when the accident happened from his point of view. Therefore, he's innocent.
Okay. Let's see what Farina has to say.
Whew! Paimon did it! Paimon actually managed to say all that! Wasn't it awesome?
In other words, you believe that he knew nothing of the incident?
That's right!
My reasoning?
If that's the case, then if Carol hadn't entered the tunnel, who was the entire setup meant to kill? Assuming that what you say is true, Linny only needed to kidnap the young girl to cause a new disappearance case. What would the point of killing someone on stage
Oh, they have a point.
That's right, you tell them! And that's why they're partners of mine. They've managed to turn things around.
Oh, well, your denial is very strident, I'll give you that. But what proof do you have to back your claims?
Actually, I think Farina has a point. Cowell dying, being like flattened because of the water like cage. It could be considered as an accident, like a something they didn't predict that would happen. The issue right here is not Cowell dying, but the girl disappearing, right? But let's see, okay?
Of course I do. If he had been in the magic box the whole time, how could he have not heard that sound? Why do you ask? You're saying that he wasn't?
Eh? What? Strange sound? Let's exit. What else? You missed the sound. Okay, strange sound. This one.
That's right! Lenny wasn't in the box or in the tunnel. That's why he didn't hear anything strange during the performance. This means that when the crime happened, Lenny had already entered the basement via the vent. The same clue you used to disprove his alibi has now become the best proof! How do you like that?
Well played. To think you'd use such logic. Well then, if it wasn't Linny who committed the crimes, then who was it?
Troop would have been able to tamper with the props. Lenny gave a detailed account of how the train is supposed to work by using a box inside a box. The idea was the box containing audience member to be transported across via tunnel underneath, and Lenny himself would also use the tunnel to get to the other side. Having changed her outfit, Lenny and her assistant would take charge of on-stage interaction. The clothes belonging to Halsey, the lady who went missing, were found in the tunnel. The reason for this remains unknown. Select any clue to view detailed information. What?
Halsey is the missing person and an ordinary audience member. Or did she have her own scheme all along? The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
True.
Could there have been a third person involved?
Yeah, obviously. No. Okay.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant.
All right.
Huh? That can't be right. Are you serious? The killer was, in fact, Cowell, the deceased!
Oh, is that so? How interesting! Let's hear your reasoning then.
What I must do next
Really?
is recreate the truth.
What is
Cowell
that?
did, and how he went from would-be perpetrator to victim.
Oh, so it really was an accident. Select any clue to view detailed information.
one entered or left the Opera House through its entrances. So where would the criminal have wanted to take Halsey? The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal. It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would likely have bumped into Linny as well. Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment. The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal. No one entered or left the Opera House. It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent.
Okay. Can I just choose randomly then?
The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant.
Let's try. Oh, this is the first one, okay.
Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel, so there must have been some fear that she would attract attention.
Okay, I have the second and the third wrong. Probably this
Halsey's
is the
clothing was in
second.
the tunnel.
Okay, and
It would have been tough for both people to fit into that. No one entered or left the Opera
this
House
would
through its entrance.
probably be the third. No? What the?
No one entered
Okay,
or left
this
the Opera.
is going to be the second clue.
It would have
And
been tough for both people to.
what the? I'm so bad at this. So are we gonna tell Farina that Kowal is sus? Like, hmm.
What's wrong, Traveler? Are you still having trouble figuring things out?
I see how it is. So this was all just a bluff. And here I thought you had something to show for it. But it seems you're still far from the truth.
Look, since we're at a dead end, why not consider a different track? Just like the trick as it transpired, the end result must have been utterly different from the magician's initial design.
If only we knew how Halsey disappeared.
Well, that would be nice, but the tunnel only has 3 exits, and none of them seem very likely. And it's not like this is a magic trick where you can just make a real live person disappear. You know, like you did from that water tank, Lynette.
Excuse my interruption, dear opponents, but do you not see that the crowd is growing impatient? There is no greater sin in this opera house than an awkward delay in the performance.
So is Farina winning?
If the defense is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
What if she didn't disappear? Huh. Then there will be no trials. It will be just like a simple accident. So all of this never would have happened if Halsey, I don't know how to pronounce the name, didn't disappear. Yeah. Hold on a second.
Linny
Objection.
was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time. The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal.
Okay.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment. The vase was not broken by chance. It was used to cover important evidence. The water.
I think this is the obvious one. Okay.
Paimon gets it! It all comes together if Halsey disappeared instead of being kidnapped. Lynette escaped from the water tank, vanishing gradually and leaving only clothes behind. If there's a similar method where a person could be transformed into water...
Oh, just a moment, please. I do hope you know how preposterous you sound at the moment. How could a person ever be transformed into water? This is reality we're talking about here, not some magic trick.
If I was one of the audience, I wouldn't believe the traveler. Cause how can a person turn into water, right? But since this is Genshin Impact, yeah, I cannot believe him. He's the MC. So, but if I was the one of the audience, I would probably side with Farina in this one. So let's see how this goes.
Must we really? I should think that of anyone. Your friend Linny already knows this truth very well.
Yeah, right? That's my point as well.
Magic tricks are ultimately just illusions and misdirection. But Halsey's disappearance is very real. We're talking about two completely different things.
Even so, I trust the traveler's judgment. The truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps some new line of reasoning may open if we try to gather all the focal points that don't make sense.
And for Lenny to say that he trusts the traveler's judgment, well, obviously you will. For a criminal to judge his lawyer's judgment, I think it's the most obvious thing to say, if we're just being real here. So I'm still siding with Farina in this one. Even though I know what the story is about, I'm just trying to think of this logically. So let's see, let's continue.
Since Cal was the deceased, we haven't placed much attention on him. But given that we aren't making much progress with the case, it wouldn't hurt to have a look at his belongings, would it?
People really do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes when at the end of their rope. The way I see it, your suggestion that we broaden the scope of our investigation is nothing but a tactic for stalling the trial.
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney. Since the trial does indeed appear to be at an impasse, I believe that additional evidence may help us make more progress. Guards, please step into the lounge and examine the personal effects of the deceased Cowell.
We are still examining the items, but we have already made critical progress that we feel must be shared with everyone post-haste. We discovered several test tubes of fluid within Cowell's baggage, each labeled separately. The notebook in his backpack claims that these fluids are water from the primordial sea.
The primordial sea.
The note's contents also indicate that Cowell belonged to an organization that sells illegal drugs and that he had an accomplice. The notebook has many entries concerning safe usage of these fluids, in which the keyword dissolve appears many times. One of these tubes was labeled Opera Epiclese, along with yesterday's date. It is empty. The notes also state that these dissolution properties work exclusively on people from Fontaine. It's likely that Halsey was chosen as some sort of test subject.
What curse? There's a curse? I haven't really explored that much regarding with the Archon quest. I'm just going through it, what they want me to do next.
As such, we believe that the defense's hypothesis is, in fact, supported by sufficient evidence.
You've got to be kidding! People dissolving into water?
Could something so ridiculous actually be true?
Wait a moment. This reminds me of a certain prophecy, but it's just a coincidence, isn't it?
can become water, does that mean that the water tank's real use was as a means to hide water stains? And if Cowl was targeting that girl,
I thought the curse or the prophecy was like the water level would go so high that it will they call this go over go over Fontaine, like it the Fontaine will drown. Yeah. If they touch primordial water, they dissolve into water. Oh, okay. So how did they get some sample from the primordial water? If they can't touch the water from the primordial water, how were they able to get some samples? Is it going to dissolve human only, not things or objects?
just a minute. Could that mean... You two, with me, quick!
Demoiselle, wait! What about your partners?
Let's go. Just trust me.
Order! Order! It is undeniable that further examination of the deceased's personal effects has yielded some surprising results, but we cannot yet verify the veracity of these clues. Still, let us assume that these clues are indeed authentic, albeit with the understanding that Ms. Halsey has yet to be found. Guards, please continue examining the items along these lines.
Also, is the curse only limited to the people of Fontaine? An outsider probably help. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, that's a point. Yeah, if the curse is only limited to the people of Fontaine, yeah, then I think it's possible. Yeah, since the prophecy is only for Fontaine. Yeah, I can see that.
Mr. Linney, it appears your hypothesis is supported by the evidence, so please continue speaking.
Of course. Thank you, Your Honor. If we uphold this hypothesis, I believe that many of this case's seemingly unrelated clues can be connected together.
Right! Like the metal heart! That one didn't make sense at all. Let's think about this. Cowell's methods must have something to do with that water from the primordial sea.
There's some loopholes with this with their reasoning. We can let's say that Cowell was the what do you call this? The suspect. He was the perpetrator. He was the one turning people into water. But how can they say that Cowell and Lenny doesn't have like a relationship? Like all of these were planned by both of them, and just because Lenny said that it wasn't him and he doesn't know anything, I think that's not a really solid reason. I'm still siding with Farina with this one. They can say that it was all Cowell, but if I was in Farina's side, I would say that you were just washing your own hands and you were just blaming the disease, right? What if he was the one kidnapping ladies? Do you mean Cowell or Lenny? I think because of this test tube that the guards found in Cowell's belongings, I think this is evidence enough that Cowell was the one turning ladies into water or kidnapping them, right? But that doesn't mean that Cowell and Lenny didn't plan both of them. I mean both of this. Cowell. Okay, let's see. Reconstruct criminal's plan.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment. Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another magic trick, but was instead some form of triggering mechanism. Lynette was in the magic box on stage. I remember there was something else within the inner layer of that box. The water from the primordial sea should already have been prepped before Halsey entered the magic box. The rope that held the water tank up was lit by the fireworks and snapped. As such, the focus here is on the water and not the tank. Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for...
I got all wrong. Lenny's too young. We can't say he's a Fatui. He's from the what do you call that thing? The House of Heart. Yeah. I mean, people doesn't trust Fatui, so well, I can see that too. It should be someone
The
who has
deceased's name is Cowell,
more
Lenny's
experience.
assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
Let's do it like this.
Now it seems like the hook rope was not...
Okay, let's just randomly.
I remember there was something else. The water from the primordial sea should... I remember there was something else.
Okay, wow. Got it all right.
Ahem. It's Ace Detective Paimon's time to shine again! In the original plan, Cowell would tamper with the water tank rope and the number selector securing his target. When the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually and pierce the balloon at the top of the box. When the balloon attached to the box popped, the water from the primordial seed inside it would pour down and dissolve Halsey. Afterward, Cowell would enter the tunnel and break the flower vase to conceal the water inside the tunnel, with the remaining evidence being covered up by the water tank on stage. But he encountered something unexpected in the tunnel and wound up being fatally hit by the same water tank he meant to use to cover his tracks.
Huh. That does make sense.
That actually links together a lot of the more confusing pieces of evidence.
Oh dear, what do I do? Even I think they sound convincing now. Have I falsely accused an innocent person? What a humiliation.
Now, it seems like the only point of contention remaining is the exact circumstances that led to Cal's death.
Probably if I don't know, and they turn back to what they used to be. Not sure, but I'm still siding with Farina in this one. Whatever Cowell did or has done, it doesn't exempt Lenny and make him like 100% like not guilty. Or it's just my bias kicking in right now.
His notes mentioned he had an accomplice who could be related to the situation.
On that note, the guards have just contacted me indicating that they uncovered new evidence.
Yeah, I think it's just my bias kicking in right now. I'm still siding with Farina. Whatever happens, I'm siding with Farina.
I shall now invite him on stage to share it with us.
Thank you, Your Honor. We were just inspecting the luggage of the other people involved in this case. And we found an identical sample of the water from the primordial sea among Linny's personal effects.
What?
That can't be.
Oh, I see. Well, how wonderfully comedic to have your own counterattack only to come back and wound you.
Yeah, we're still winning. Hey, me and Farina is still winning. We're winning.
Does this not clear all doubt? My dear citizens, my loyal audience, allow me to present my reasoning and bring this performance to a swift close.
Nubilit is him. I think Nubilit is just a Hydro Zhongli at this point. The voice actors sounds almost the same. They're both dragons. However, Nubilit is the stronger one at this point. Ooh, what's
Lenny
this?
did not need to take part in the dissolution of the young woman at all. Indeed, he did leave the scene via the vent.
Okay, what's next?
Having made modifications to the props beforehand, his accomplice Cowl then caused Halsey to vanish using the water from the primordial sea.
Okay.
But upon his return, in cruel avarice, Lenny desired sole credit and prepared to do away with his partner in crime. Ultimately, he knocked Cowl out, and the tool meant to cover the crime up also became a murder weapon.
Okay, she's going like outside the scope right now. She's too far away right now.
Now, as much as I regret having come to such a viciously straightforward conclusion, it does seem that the famed Fatui is quite the cold-blooded and ruthless organization. Am I right,
Now
Mr. Lenny?
we're going to refute this one again, right?
We've used up all the evidence we collected. There's no way for us to make a rebuttal here.
No one is gonna be winning this one though. Both are hypotheses and theories. None of them really has a solid evidence. Maybe though. Who knows?
Is this the end of the road?
Ooh.
Oh no. Paimon can't think of anything either. It doesn't look like there's any way around this. Seems using the water as new evidence was too good a move. Why did this have to happen now?
Something's gonna happen, right?
I think we've all seen enough now, and we have ample witnesses to my flawless reasoning. I believe this is indeed the finale.
One more?
Now then, my good, noble Chief Justice, should we not, in your view, move...
Excuse me, everyone, but I must interject.
Miss, I must ask you not to shout and to respect the ongoing legal proceedings.
Oh, come on. Don't be hasty. I have a good reason for interrupting, you know. Now, would anyone here like to take a little break from all this debate and see a little magic? I'll
What?
show you an amazing trick. One that can bring a young woman who has disappeared back
Oh,
in the
okay.
flesh, right before your very eyes. Please, do the honors, Mr. Lenny, if you would be so kind.
She's not dead. She's not dead.
What in the world is she saying?
No offense, miss, but miracles like that are beyond my scope as a magician.
Come on now, don't be silly. Magic is all about misdirection, isn't it? It often conceals the truth while presenting a fascinating illusion. But once everyone believes the illusion,
Can't magic reveal the truth to them once again? And wouldn't such a trick be the most marvelous finale to today's performance?
No way. The girl can't be there this whole time. Can you imagine how many hours she's locked up in the box or something?
Come on, Lynn
No
and
food,
Lynette.
no
Give it
water,
another go.
no nothing.
Don't worry. Spina di Rasula has made the necessary arrangements on your behalf. But
Oh,
as
it's
the
not a
magic
box.
makers and stars of the show, I think I should leave the final performance to you.
I understand.
What?
And voila.
Sorry for the interruption.
Huh? What? This is not
Wait,
her.
isn't that Halsey?
Yeah.
So
Halsey.
the whole thing about people dissolving wasn't true after all?
To be clear, I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, the merit of doing so would lessen my sentence.
What?
I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid that I would be the one put on trial. I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me, and then before I knew it, she caught me.
That'll teach you to underestimate us three.
Where should I begin?
She didn't
I'm sorry.
disappear. She hid.
I'm the one who killed Cowl. I
What?
admit it.
What? Okay. Okay, this is crazy.
What? Why?
Firstly, my name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian, and I'm originally from Mondstadt. I heard that Linny's show was gonna be a real thriller, but I missed the chance to buy a ticket, so I stole one.
She's from Mondstadt. Okay. So not all from Mondstadt are nice. She's a different one. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that twist though.
That's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there.
What?
And I'd never been caught before. But I was noticed at the harbor a few days ago, and I barely got away. Lenny was the one who caught me in the act.
Hey, no wonder you look familiar. So you were the thief. Liddy even mentioned that you were pretty skilled.
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it, but then the number selector chose me.
Venti can't control her people. I mean his people. Can't even control his wine.
He even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. That's a prison, isn't it? So you can imagine how shocked I was. I thought he was onto me for sure.
Okay.
So I played along with the show while looking for an opening to flee. But then I got water poured on me for no reason, and then someone jumped into the tunnel to nab me.
What?
I wasn't going to take that lying down, so I knocked him out and stuffed him into the box. There was nowhere to run from there, though, so I had to change my clothes and hide in a box containing performance costumes. I slipped out after the first guard arrived at the scene and continued hiding inside the opera house.
Can a person even hide in there?
Okay.
But I swear I didn't know that the water tank would fall down. Really, I swear it. Had I known that, I wouldn't have put him in the magic box. I may be a thief, but I'm no killer.
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now, doesn't it?
This doesn't make sense. So Cowell was innocent. Lenny is innocent. I mean, what's this trial for? Oh yeah, the curse didn't work on her because she's from Mondstadt. You
This
think?
time, we need to tell the entire story from Lily Ann's perspective.
I mean, what's the point? There's... Uh, okay. Ah, okay, okay. That one too. Obviously not this one. Um, no, not this one. Okay, this doesn't make sense. Okay. Okay.
The strange sound.
Yeah, yeah. I think Cowell did, but it didn't work on her because she's from Mondstadt. Not this one. Oh yeah, yeah, there's this one.
The flower vase.
Um, Obviously not. There's one other option. Okay.
Lillian was afraid that.
Oh yeah, nice.
It's detective time on time!
Yeah, that's the thing though. Not sure if Lenny is innocent about that primordial water one in his bag, but let's see, let's see. Let's
Having been
continue.
selected out of the blue, Lillian panicked. Her panic only intensified after she entered the tunnel and had water poured on her head. So she kicked the door open, producing the thud we all heard. Hearing the commotion, Cowell leapt into the tunnel, only to discover that Lillian had not dissolved.
Oh, okay. So that was really the plan.
He did not know that Lillian was not from Fontaine,
Oh, I
but
see.
was a thief who made her way in by stealing a ticket. Mistakenly believing that the water from the primordial sea needed time to take effect, he tried to force Lillian back into the box. The two broke the flower vase during the struggle, but Lillian came out on top, knocking Cowell out and putting him in the box.
So that's what the sand was all about, right?
With no way of escaping, she changed her clothes and hid in the costume trunk until the performance ended.
Nice.
She knew that she would have to go through guard inspection if she tried to leave afterward. So, she has been trapped in the Opera House these last 2 days.
She had already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macarons. So, she swiped 2 of them right under our noses. Talk about a sneaky thief.
At this point, all the events that happened in the tunnel have now come to light.
Ah, so that's the whole story. Bravo! Bravo!
Now then, Lady Farina, do you wish to speak against the defense's statements?
This is what
answer
happens
the
when
question, Lady Farina.
you have too much freedom.
Also, if I may add, the trial has not yet ended. As such, I request that the prosecution not leave the room before the proceedings have concluded.
What? Are you reading my mind now? No. I have no further arguments. I admit defeat.
There's no defeat.
But really, could you at least have left me with some dignity?
Wow, like a deflated balloon now.
If there are no objections, then as the Chief Justice of Fontaine, I shall once again repeat the full sequence of events.
Yeah, this still doesn't excuse Lenny for the cowl made, right? Because as I said earlier, they could be accomplice because they are from the same like magic, you know, stuff.
The
So
actual
let's see.
perpetrator of the serial disappearances, Cowell, selected his next victim from the audience reservation list. With some modifications to the selector, he could ensure that the pre-selected young woman would be chosen. To cover up any evidence while committing the deed, Cowell thought of allowing the water tank to fall, which would conceal the water left behind after the young woman was dissolved. He also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank, using the fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank to drop and hide the watermarks. He poured the water from the primordial sea into a balloon during the preparation of the magic box and stuck it to the box's lid. Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door when bringing the young woman to said box. When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and bursting the balloon containing the water.
I'm not really sure if he's from Fontaine. And yeah, I agree. An outsider probably put the water tube inside Lenny's bag, or it could be that Lenny is also the one doing it, but just pointing the finger on Cowell.
If all had gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved at this time. However, Lillian was not from Fontaine, and thus fled the box with a loud noise. Realizing that there was trouble, Cowell entered the tunnel and met Lillian. Thinking that the waters had not yet taken effect, he decided to proceed. However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious, and placed into the magic box, and thus became his own final victim. Lillian, according to her own statements, then changed clothes and hid until the performance ended, before hiding in other parts of the opera house. As for Linny, he was in the underground structures within the opera house, and was thus ignorant of these happenings. From this reconstruction of events, we can conclude that Linny, the accused, is in fact innocent. While there is much in Linny and Lillian's conduct that should still be investigated separately, this case, at least, can be handed over to the Oratrice to make the final decision. As such, Linny and Lynette are officially declared not guilty.
Great work, partners.
This doesn't really count. If the girl didn't snitch out and like if it didn't include the girl in all of the arguments and investigation, um, I still think Farina was winning that one. Yeah, I'm letting my bias win.
Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Next, I think we deserve an explanation, Guard Vaughn.
What?
How did you find the water from the primordial sea in Linny's baggage?
Right! Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake, you know.
Oh,
Or
now
was
she's
that
pointing
not a discovery,
fingers.
but false evidence that you dare to bring before this court.
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's notes was not Linny, but you, yes?
What?
I'm sure you know what you must do to lessen your sentence.
Speak quickly, unless you want to earn yourself a one-way ticket to Coupon Town.
I was just following orders. We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Linny, and thus cause suspicion to fall on the Fatui. The higher-ups said this was the best opportunity to do so.
And now that your plan has fallen through, and the secrets of the water have been revealed, you have become a liability to said higher-ups, yes? Therefore, you would be wise to tell everything you know, and seek the protection of the guards.
Yes, I'll tell you everything I know. Our boss discovered that the water can cause people to dissolve. It can also be made into a potion, which when extremely diluted, can cause people to experience unforgettable exhilaration. We've been in this business for a while now, and have made decent mora off it. The disappearances were also the boss's idea. I mean, this is the boss we're talking about. The
boss? Oh, yeah. What? Yo. What?
And now he can no longer talk.
Such ruthlessness. I shouldn't have expected any less of them.
An outrageous act. All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
Hey, I wasn't expecting that. Man, this is good. You should be a detective. Yeah,
We're
yeah.
just going back
Hey, you can try. You should be a lawyer, not a detective. Promise is talking itself for now.
That's true, but...
Traveler, Paimon, please wait.
Yeah. No.
I know you may not want to speak to me right now. Maybe you don't even want to look at me. But still, let me thank you again for defending me to the end, even after you learned that I'm a member of the Fatui. I guess. But regardless, I'd like the opportunity to set things straight. I didn't approach you with any ulterior motives or ill intent. I've spoken to you as myself, just plain Linny this entire time. As for why I'm a Fatus, it's because the goals of the House of the Hearth align with those of an orphan like me. That's all.
No,
That was how
we're
Father,
cool.
who you might know as the Knave, approached recruiting us back then too.
The knave? The one who controls the House of the Hearth? She's your father?
Okay, I've watched the like trailer for Arlecchino, the animated one, so I'm not surprised anymore that they call her father.
That's right.
But
And since we're here,
it's
I
still
was
funny to
wondering,
me.
would you mind hearing a story? It's about my past. Back when our parents first died, Lynette and I were left wandering the streets. To survive, I took to surreptitiously observing an older street performer who did magic. It took me several days to figure out how he pulled off his amazing tricks. I took my sister through several streets until we found a crowded corner, and we began to perform magic tricks there. To my surprise, we proved to be pretty popular, and we could at least stop worrying about where our next meal would come from for a time. But I didn't want my sister to remain a street rat together with me forever. Before long, an aristocrat came to me and claimed that he wished to take us in after watching my performances.
So you went from orphans to nobility just like that?
That was how we felt at first, too. As if fate was on our side and we could say goodbye to those painful days. But I gradually discovered that while we were called foster children, he was really after my talent for magic tricks. He would constantly take me to all sorts of banquets to garner attention, which he would then use to expand his social circles.
That doesn't seem too bad either.
What?
Better than roaming the streets at any rate.
It took a while for me to realize just how dark his heart really was. After one particular performance at a banquet, I discovered that Lynette was not on the same return vehicle as me. I waited a long time after we returned home, but she did not come back. I went to that noble's bedroom and asked him about her whereabouts. The answer he gave me was, she caught the eye of the most eminent person at the banquet, so I sent her over as a gift.
Oh.
I mean, you'll be able to perform your magic regardless of who your assistant is, yes?
Oh no.
Yeah,
So
oh
he
no.
was gonna... But wouldn't Fontaine's laws deal with such people?
As far as outsiders are concerned, this is a relationship akin to adoption or foster care, and they have their ways of escaping the eye of the law. I managed to ferret out the location of the mansion of that so-called eminent person, and hurried through the night. But by the time I leaped over the walls, avoided the guards, and made my way in, all I saw was the moonlit ground covered in blood, and the knave standing there in the darkness.
Oh,
So...
that's great.
she'd already taken care of that guy.
That's right. She had rescued my sister before she could come to any harm, and had even discovered several girls hidden in a basement.
Okay,
all of
okay,
them
that's great,
orphans.
that's great.
Father, I mean, the knave,
No, it's
might have
alright.
seen something in me, and so she made me an offer. The House of the Hearth welcomes you, for your interests align with ours. Here, none will ever betray you. Indeed, betrayal shall never be permitted here. I was hesitant to trust her. I mean, I had just been betrayed by nobles.
He should have said, Father, step on me too. Step on me with your heels.
But she was also quick to destroy the noble who had taken us in at first, giving us back our freedom.
Oh, so that's how the two of you joined the House of the Hearth.
Yeah.
She has her own plans. She has gained permission from the Tsaritsa to first use the Gnosis' power once she obtains it. She
Really?
plans to use it to find a way to break the prophecy and save Fontaine.
So, she believes in that prophecy too?
That's right. The whole House of the Hearth is currently working to combat that crisis.
Why is she so
Today's case has
concerned?
also proven that people from Fontaine can indeed dissolve into some sort of water, thus further supporting the prophecy.
Why is Arlecchino so concerned with the people of Fontaine? Like, well, it's a big nation, so yeah, maybe.
Everyone at Hotel Bouffe d'été, including the knave, has their roots in Fontaine. And we will always defend our homeland.
Mhm.
To us orphans, the only connection we have left to this world, apart from our family, is our homeland.
So, from small deeds like distributing magic pockets to huge schemes like stealing a Gnosis,
Oh, okay.
everything is aimed at dealing with that prophecy.
Yeah,
It's all right. I understand. The only thing I can do is relate all this to you. I just hope you can understand that even as a member of the House, I have never stopped making my own decisions, and that I believe what I'm doing is right.
so with the conversation earlier, it is now confirmed, or we have now confirmed, that Linne and Lynette is indeed from Fontaine. And maybe we can also assume that Alachino is from Fontaine as well, or the name. I still can't pronounce her name. Alachino? Yeah, something. They must be from Fontaine, that's why they want to stop the prophecy from happening.
If you should need anything at all in the future, feel free to find me. I will do my best to help you, as plain Linny.
Uh, yeah, maybe that as well. Forgot she has a good friend. I saw the trailer, and I believe she will be in the next Archon quest, right? Or I mean the one after this. Oh, she's not from Fontaine. Okay.
Bye, Linny!
Okay.
Hey there. What was with the disappearing act you pulled right as the trial ended?
Were you looking for us, Navia?
Well, this whole thing isn't exactly over, is it? I do feel that we're getting closer to solving the serial disappearances case, though. Don't you think so, too? Huh? What's wrong, my dear partner?
Yeah, the trials. I never thought I would have that much fun with just watching two people arguing.
Besides, are you sure we're the ones who can crack a case that's been cold for decades now? And given that there's new evidence from the trial, there should be a trail of breadcrumbs for the Hydro Archon's people to follow now, right?
Ah, I see. Well, I won't lie. I'm a little shocked to hear that from you. But I suppose you are just travelers who have only arrived in Fontaine after all. Sorry. I might have been too presumptuous.
What's the problem? What's the issue right now?
Don't say that, Navia.
Ah, and we were having so much fun investigating with you, too. It was like having new waters flowing into a stagnant mire, causing new hope to spring forth, and the reflection in the murk to become clearer. Sorry about that. I'm a bit prone to nostalgia. Don't mind me. Wait, shall we have a farewell meal? You know, to commemorate our time as partners?
Huh? Do we really need to get that formal? Well, guess you really did treat us as partners, huh?
Well, I'd just like to have a proper ending to every important memory. That way there are no regrets later. Anyway, it would just be a meal, so it shouldn't take up too much of your time.
Oh yeah, I haven't noticed, but usually traveler has like a love interest in every nation. Like in Mondstadt we have Noel and probably Barbara, and then in Liyue we have Kiching, and also yeah, I think it's only Kiching. In Inazuma we have Ayaka and Yoimiya. In Sumiro we have Nilu. In Fontaine, I haven't seen any like whatever like they're pairing up a certain character to the traveler. I haven't seen anything ever since. Oh, so that's what it is. Yeah, I was confused. The Navia's
You don't have
purpose
to
was
twist my arms,
to
Arn.
make sure that the
That's not
prophecy
mistreating
doesn't happen,
company!
right?
Oh, wonderful! In that case, why don't we return to the court of Fontaine and head to the Hotel de Boer? I believe we'll make it just in time for dinner.
All right then, let's have our farewell meal.
Nice. I can't wait for the next act or for the next chapter. Let's go out first. Okay. Wait, where? Let's go right here. let me do one pull. If I get lucky, uh, um, I want a item, but she's good. I saw some video about her, like some showcase. If I get lucky, then I will cry. If not, I will die. What the heck? No, that's it.
You've got
That's
nothing
it.
else to do. Why don't I tell you a story? I came here several times with my father when I was little, but stopped eating here as often after growing up. I hope the food here will be to your taste.
Oh, don't worry. We haven't eaten at a hotel like this in a while. Paimon's getting excited already.
In that case, I'll go order for us first. Please wait here a moment.
Have you done the event? The one like tower
Ooh,
defense?
everything looks so good. People in Fontaine sure know how to enjoy life.
I haven't done
Why, of
mine.
course. Go ahead, try whatever you like. If the
I'm
food's
too
good, I'll make a group reservation for the rest of Spina di
occupied
Rosula
with
next time.
the Archon
And if
quest.
it's not?
Well, then I'll still bring everyone. Albeit with only one dish per table.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure have your own way of doing things. Oh, we called this a farewell meal, but we could also treat it like a victory feast, right? We did just win that case after all.
It's certainly worth celebrating.
Oh, true. Very true. In that
What the?
case, boss, we'll have another 2 dishes.
Huh? Paimon didn't mean that you had to order even more food.
Venti quest? There's a Venti quest? Or maybe a story Venti quest, like a story quest, right? Am I missing out something? I believe last time you told me you were in Sumeru Archon quest, if I remember
Speaking of
correctly, right?
cases, do you think that the mastermind behind the serial disappearances will get caught soon now that this has all happened?
Yeah. That's what I've been doing too.
Well, we've certainly taken a big step forward, but I feel that's about it. We know that there's an organization that means to dissolve these young women, but we still don't know what they are really after.
If it hadn't happened right in front of us, Paimon wouldn't have ever believed that a person could be dissolved like that.
Right?
Archon
Yet it was
quest?
because this was such a preposterous notion that the investigation could never really move forward before.
Ugh.
You're still very
God,
far
you're
off.
speaking.
That's
We
why
were so
you're
close to
watching
learning
my
who was
stream.
behind it.
In
Uh,
such investigations, even the smallest step can seem like a yawning chasm if the trail of clues is cut off.
okay.
To be honest, I don't have high hopes for any follow-up that the authorities might conduct. It's not that I don't have faith in their ability, it's just that a different perspective is required in some matters. It's easy to guard against and deceive a single narrow perspective. A shift in thinking is required at such times in order to produce a breakthrough, which is exactly why the Spina di Rosula exists.
And you should like do your Archon quest. You can at least, because once you made it to Inazuma, it will be hell. It's gonna be really tough. After Inazuma in Sumeru, it's going to get like a bit easier, but you should like at least do your quest daily for 30 minutes to an hour. Like I'm going to show you this one video in Hoyu Fair. I really like this one. Is it okay if I show you like just this is just like a quick 3 minutes video. Like I've watched this before and I still remember this one. Oh, it's hard on a mobile. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess so. I used to play on mobile too, and I can only do it while playing the lowest graphics. Watch this animation, it's really, really cool. Hey, wait. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Your Grace, more reports from the recent sightings.
Then there's no doubt about it. A being from the primordial sea is more dangerous than any of us know.
The animation
So
is a
we're
bit
gonna
weird,
need
but
all the help we can get.
it's
I
still
have word
good.
the Crux fleet has begun their attack. They will ward the beast away from this ship and its weaponry.
Those highfalutin folk are not
Good plan.
all-knowing.
Everyone on board? Then let's begin.
It's all right. Well, this was supposed to be a farewell meal, so I doubt you have further interest in this business, right?
Damn those rust bucket bastards!
Look at Beidou's weapon.
Late! As usual!
It's like it's an anchor, right? Anchor.
Think we're about on time, actually.
Watch Novia. I want you to watch Novia. She's crazy. I'm going to repeat.
Disappear!
Oh yeah, Paimon is watching with us.
That can't be good.
Impossible. The primordial sea. Brought here.
I really wish they could make this kind of boss in the game. This primordial like kraken.
We're not done here yet! Crossbows! On my mark! Fire!
What on earth is she doing?
Whatever it is, we have to help.
You two, with me!
Roger that!
You're both looking positively dreadful.
Never been better.
Let's get going. About time to wrap this up.
What the?
Au revoir.
Ah. It's so cool. They told you, right? Still remember
At the
this
very
one.
least, you owe me a new ship.
Yeah, you better subscribe to this. I'm not sure if he's the one who made the animation, so
Yes.
you can just
yes,
ignore
yes.
it if you want. Because there's a lot of channel reposting that same video, so yeah. It was really, really amazing.
Let's talk about
I
something
like
else.
Nabia's character.
What are your future plans?
Yeah, she's really crazy. She's like a yandere. I hope that kind of behavior will become canon because we haven't have any like really really crazy characters in terms of behavior and characteristics.
That's true.
Like a
We didn't
psychopath,
have a
right?
chance to
We
speak to
haven't
her
have any
after the trial
psychopath in this
ended.
game.
It didn't really seem like the right time or place to do it anyway.
I see.
Yeah, but
So,
he's
your
still
primary
fine.
objective,
He looks
which has been foiled so
fine,
far,
so fine.
was to have a chat with the Hydro
In fact.
Archon. I've heard that there's a long line of people waiting to meet Lady Farina. I suspect you'll be waiting for quite a while, considering that you missed your chance today.
Yeah, we've heard that she's super popular here in Fontaine, and that it'll be tough getting any of her time.
Well, would you consider some more, unique ways? Perhaps even methods of, let's say, questionable legality?
Guess that's Spina di Rosula's boss for you. Chock full of sketchy ideas. Well, what did you have in mind?
Well, one way would be to infiltrate a performance troupe at the Opera House, only to abandon your act at the play's climax and ask to speak to her after the performance.
Okay.
I'm sure Lady Farina would be eager to see the ending, and would agree in order to finish watching the play. Don't you think?
Could you suggest something a little more practical? This plan seems pretty hard to pull off. We'd have to go learn how to act, and acting's really hard.
All right, here's another. Find a way to conceal yourselves under her bed. Then wake her up in the dead of
I
night
like
and
this one.
demand answers. Don't let her go back to sleep until she answers all your questions.
I want this one. I want to hide under her bed and just stay there. Stay there forever under her bed. And then at night I will come out and just watch her sleep.
I can personally testify that this one works. When I'm sleepy, I'll do anything as long as I can finally get some sleep.
That might work, but that's not really the problem. The problem is we don't want to get ourselves arrested.
Ah, valid point. I overlooked that part. I was just thinking about leveraging a person's desire for sleep. All right, no more joking around. Perhaps you could... Oh, I don't know. Cut the line when she's on a break. You did defeat her in court, clearing citizens of hers from false accusations. False accusations she had nearly upheld personally. I imagine that she
I
feels
was
quite
joking.
ashamed
I
about
was-
the whole thing.
You mean
I'm
that
kidding.
if we catch her while she's on a break, she might be too embarrassed to refuse?
I'm
Oh,
not-
that does make some sense.
I wasn't serious about that. um, yeah, would someone with a percentage of fishing?
Why don't we give it a try after this meal? You know, strike while the iron is hot and all.
Huh? Paimon, did you drink my Fanta?
Was this your drink? Sorry about that. Paimon wasn't really paying attention and the cup was right next to Paimon. Would you like to order another?
No, it's fine. We're just about done here.
Alright. Honestly, Paimon wouldn't recommend Fanta anyway. It tastes kind of salty and icky.
Yeah, I have to agree.
Is that so? Huh. Well, in that case, we'll have to blacklist the Fanta here then.
What?
If we're all finished eating, then I'll go pay.
Yeah, we're stuffed. Thanks for the treat, Navia. Oh, so full.
I haven't tried Fanta. What is Fanta, by the way? Is it like an orange drink?
Nah, that would be so normal. You know, like you.
Okay. As for expenses this month, we're left with.
Hey, Navia, what are you doing over there?
Oh, nothing, nothing. It was just a meal, you know? Nothing the Spina di Rosula can't cover.
What? So she's having trouble with money? I thought she was a big time, like super rich.
Let's get ready to try to meet the Hydro Archon again. Bye, Navia!
So this is goodbye, huh? Well, if you do encounter any other trouble in Fontaine, you're always welcome to contact the Spina di Rosula. I'll give your request the highest priority. In any case, I wish you smooth sailing. I'll see you again, partner.
See ya!
Oh, I've tried some orange coke, like some orange soda. We have that one here. There's a lot of different name. Yeah, I like Fanta, by the way.
Up and away!
How can she eat too much when she's too small? And how can she burn calories when she's not walking? Wait, where am I supposed to go? Back here? Okay, that's a long, long way. Okay, there's no other way. Nothing. Guess we'll have to walk. Maybe. Paimon's secret? What's her secret? Like, is she using like burned calories to fly? Hmm. I think that's it for now. Yeah, I've I've actually watched some trailer of Zoneless. What? Zenless Zone Zero, the new MiHoYo game, which will be released in this July the 4th or 4th of July. Oh, she's stuffing, or maybe the traveler is stuffing her up, like making her a little bit fat so that he can like there's more meat because Paimon is too thin for, to be an emergency food.
Thanks a hyper-emotional element you're adding.
Okay.
There aren't many people around anymore. Looks like that boat we took to Araneas might have been the last one.
I'm ending the stream after this. What was?
Looks like we're back here again. Huh? Traveler?
Oh,
Are
that's
you
the
hearing
voice.
voices again?
Okay. After this cutscene, I'm going to end the stream. Okay. I need to take some rest, cause I've been up the whole night. It's almost 6 in the morning now. And it's clearer than it was during the day. Okay.
Ugh, that's kind of spooky. Are you
Oh,
sure we don't want to come back in the morning?
Vache?
Vache?
Vache!
What's that mean?
Hey, why are you still walking towards it? There might be something nasty in the water. Huh? Hang on. Paimon can kind of hear a voice. It's calling for Vache, right? Hey, traveler! Stop
Hey,
walking! Come on, wake up!
hey, this, yeah, an oceanid.
Vache! Are you my dear Vache? No, wait. You
Vasheria?
seem to be someone
Vasheri?
else. Do you
Go
know
away?
Vache? Do you know where my love is?
I think Vache is a name of a person. Yeah. I think it's a name.
I'm... Wait. Who am I? I'm very sorry. I fear I do not know. My memories feel like they have been washed away like a flood. So many fragments dissolved amidst the tide, never to be recovered. How much have I lost? How many things that I once held dear while on land have I since forgotten?
I think it's amazing that we're both experiencing this quest for the first time, right? So we're both shocked and confused. Well, there are some bits of pieces that we already see or knew because of the fan base that
Yes, that is what I was once. But now, I am but the consciousness of one who is lost, therefore. I do not know how I came to be like this either. I only vaguely remember being covered in light blue water, and then all grew dim.
huh? Could that have been one of the girls who were dissolved? Ooh. So they weren't just dissolved, they turned into an oceanid.
I also remember going to many places. I loved adventure, loved exploring places of peril. No matter where I went, Vache would go with me. I knew how dearly he loved me, and I also loved him equally as much. But now, we can no longer go back. The pain of such parting. I never knew how heavy it could be.
Hmm?
No, our reunion no longer has any meaning. There is no way for us to create any new memories.
Really?
The thought of me gives him no succor. So let it lie forgotten beneath the waters. If you meet Vache, tell him not to look for me.
Oh.
Tell him to move on. That is the only thing I still remember. Perhaps that is so. As I was submerged in the waters, losing consciousness, I saw Vache above the surface. His eyes were filled with such sorrow, such longing.
Of course he can.
If only I could have comforted him, told him that I did not suffer. Indeed, I had felt a great warmth.
Of course the traveler can relate. He's been looking for his sister. For if we like 2 years is what it's been said in Sumeru. So he's been looking for his sister for 2 years now.
Is that what you call it?
dissolving. If anything, I consider it a form of release. It was a state of neither fear nor frenzy, with only an endless peace, like the water's still surface. I could also liken it to being a thirsty person who drinks water for the first time, and only then sees how they have lived for so long in a world of endless want and anxiety.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I hear your companion. It's time for you to go, I think. Farewell, then. I am glad that you were able to sense my presence. Remember, if you see Vacher, tell him not to seek me out any longer.
That's this. Yeah. I don't think I can imagine that one. What? What's? Wait. What's happening right now? What is happening right now?
Dear God, it's a whole army of Gardamex.
What?
And
She's. Oh, okay. I thought she was the one behind the that attack. It seems like she's there to
quick, now's our chance.
I'm not sure what's happening right now. Okay. So she's on our side.
I should thank you for lending us your sword there, Clorand. But before I do so, could you explain how you managed to show up here?
I followed you. It seemed to me that danger has followed you more closely as of late.
I believe that following someone without their knowledge is actually called stalking, is it not?
Mr. Callus's last wish was for me to ensure your safety, and I will not betray his trust. He would do the same.
I don't
were he
even
alive
know.
Today.
Do not speak of my father.
Sorry, demoiselle. I was not strong enough.
Thank you for your aid, Miss Clorand, but do keep an eye out for your manner of speech. I believe we all wish to avoid unnecessary emotional harm.
Sorry, I did not consider your feelings.
Whatever. What else do you know? How did you come to the conclusion that I'd be in grave danger?
I doubt I know much more than you, but I believe that the mastermind behind the serial disappearances is very powerful. Your performance tonight will almost certainly attract their attention.
I'm sure they've known about me. To be honest, I'm shocked it's taken them this long to act against me. And what about these Gardamex? I thought only those associated with the Maison Gardiennage could control them.
None of these mecha have serial numbers. I was sure to check a moment ago. They are not the ones used by the authorities to enforce the law. I can only conclude that some powerful or wealthy party must have obtained them via illegal means, deploying them as a private force of sorts.
What? Your point being that they're out of Spina di Rosula's league, then?
Yes. Be careful, and do not act rashly.
The one with the
I will
shades?
continue investigating, no matter what. We will bring the truth to light. That's my father's true last wish. Regardless, Thank you for your help today, Clarand.
I doubt you'd still
But
say
if you
you'd
get any
still
ideas,
say that
tell
if
me
I show
first.
you
I
what's
don't much appreciate being followed.
I do not think that they'll strike again anytime soon.
like
So I shall stop following you.
at the
Good
side
day,
of his
all.
glasses or shades. I'll show it to you. I hope the NPC is still there.
I suppose that's the best news we've gotten today.
Demoiselle, I believe that Miss Clorand was being sincere with you. If we tried, we could attempt to thaw relations a little.
I know, she's...
Oh, thank goodness! Paimon thought we were done for! Those Gardamex came out of nowhere while you were unconscious, and Nadia and her gang saved us!
Yeah, like watch this. I'm going to zoom it for you, okay? Wait. Wait, I can zoom. No, that's the best I can do. Because if you look closely at the side of his shades or glasses, there's no, like, you know, that thing that you hook into your ear so that it would stay or stay still.
Oh, and there was that champion duelist named Clorand who came out to save us too! We got lucky there. Paimon probably couldn't have fought them off otherwise.
Oh, come now. Forget all that polite talk. That wasn't really a farewell meal we had back there. Not for me, anyway. In truth, I hope that every meal we have together shall be a victory feast. As such, we're still partners. There's no need to thank me.
It will take 50 years for me to match Demoiselle's magnanimity.
If it were me, I would have joined the Spina di Rosula on account of her goodwill long ago.
All right, you
There's a little
two.
thing, your
That's
dad.
enough.
In the background,
Actually,
what?
Navia, how did you know that we were in danger? You sure did show up in the nick of time.
Didn't saw
Well,
that
to
one.
be honest, you're the one who tipped us off, Paimon.
Huh? Really? Paimon contributed somehow? Ooh, Paimon's even more amazing than she thought!
Yes. All
Yes,
thanks
of
to you grabbing
course.
my drink by mistake.
How did that help?
After we parted ways, I was on the way back to one of our bases when I suddenly thought of what you said. That the Fanta tasted kind of salty and icky.
What's salty and icky? Oh,
Fanta only comes in sweet flavors. So how could it have tasted salty? The color of the drink, if I recall, had also been a bit off.
So the Fanta had been spiked with water from the primordial sea?
oh shit.
So if you hadn't drunk that cup for me...
Spina di Rosula is preparing the grandest of awards for you as we speak for saving the boss.
Oh, is that so? There was a primordial water inside the Fanta?
I sent people to Hotel de Boer to investigate, but whoever did this left no trace at all. That's when I figured out that you might be in danger and hurried here as quickly as I could.
But why would they go after us too?
Paimon's a tough one.
Court and help clear
She
his
just
name.
drinks something very
We're caught up in
dangerous.
this mess too, aren't we?
Well, you did foil a plan that they were probably pretty proud of, and almost got their name in the process.
Obviously.
Speaking of which, did anything strange happen when you drank the primordial seawater?
Yeah.
It can't be a coincidence that the traveler fainted just now. He said that he heard that voice calling for Vache again. Oh, and this time Paimon heard it too.
Really?
But it was real faint. Does this situation have to do with the primordial seawater then? Does that mean the primordial seawater raises someone's sensitivity to hydro when it's used on people who are not from Fontaine?
That doesn't sound like too much of a bad thing, to be honest.
New intel? While you were out cold?
Well, let's hear it, shall we?
Oh, okay.
That is important. Vache. That
Vache.
name doesn't ring a bell. I suppose he hasn't stepped forward as a witness in court lately. Since he saw that young woman dissolve, he was at least at the crime scene. But he never gave testimony or any information regarding people dissolving in the primordial seawater. Could he have been threatened?
Yeah, if he's still
Yes,
alive.
Thank you. This is very important information indeed. We will continue to investigate. Oh, you mean you'll help us investigate?
Well, you did say that our farewell meal didn't really count. That means we're still partners, right? And besides, we're in this now whether we like it or not. You're not gonna let those people who targeted us get off the hook so easily, are you, Traveler?
Yeah. This will... Okay.
Demoiselle, do try not to look quite so pleased. You are the face of Spina di Rosula.
I'm not
after
sure.
all.
There's no information about him
You talk too much.
as of yet.
Well, in that case, let's head back to one of our bases, shall we? I'll arrange accommodations for you. We also have some plans to go over, and hopefully we can deepen our bonds as partners.
Alright.
We'll take that one step at a time, I guess.
Don't worry, you two. With us around, our base is definitely secure.
I mean, look at his shades. There's no hook to hang on to hang from the ears. It's just the front. Yeah, so that's it. We've done a lot, and you were always with me again. Um, I should just call you LJ. So I'll be streaming again tonight. And yeah, and that's not, you can't really consider it hard work. I'm just playing games. So yes, see you again next time. Wait, let me just claim. Yep, let's claim this one.
Have you ever kept goldfish as pets?
So see you, LNJ. Have a nice day, okay? Bye bye.